John Anik lightly advocated for you as a title contender on Twitter, basically, right? It wasn't like any kind of like heavy-handed thing that John did. And I guess Colby Covington took, I don't know if he took a disrespect from that, but he said in the interview, basically he doesn't want John Anik to not grow up. He doesn't want John Anik's kids to not grow up without their father, which a lot of people thought was a threat. And he talked about the geographic location of where they both live. What were your thoughts on that? I know that John Anik is a friend of yours. John's brother, Jason, twin brother, is your producer for your podcast. Have you talked to John about that? How do you feel about this whole situation?
I mean, it just shows you how much of a joke he is. This is the guy that literally is pressing charges on Masvidal for beating him up outside of the cage. A guy that called the cops on for hitting him with a boomerang. A guy that got beat up in a buffet line by Ali Abdelaziz and called the cops on him. It's like, you're not about that life. You're fake. So you could talk about that. And now you've already dealt with how your words have repercussions. When you talk about a guy's family, Masvidal punched you at a restaurant. But now what do you do now? It's like, I'm tired. Maybe I won't talk trash about fighters. I'll talk trash about a freaking John Anik, who's not a fighter. He's on the desk. What does John Anik do? Like, you're going to pick on John Anik. Now you're going to try to be this bully and you're going to threaten his livelihood, his life, and you're gonna say I'll make his kids orphans. Like, I know he'll never do that because he's a joke and he's a coward and he's a sissy. But to even say that, like, for me, if I'm John Anik, call the cops. Hey, I feel threatened by this clown. Let me put a restraining order on him, and he could literally terrorize his life and make it hard for Colby to do anything. And I'm sure Colby will run at him with his tail between his legs and beg him and apologize and do all of this. But it just shows how much of a joke he is, because you are on trial now because you call the cops and you're pressing charges on your former friend. Like, if I get beat up in the street by a fighter or I get sucker punched by a fighter, I'm going to look for that fighter's address. I'm going to go to his house. I'm going to handle it like a man, like men do. Colby's not a man. He's a coward.